For Fabregas, now it's Iniesta. This is it. That's the goal. Spain have surely won the World Cup.
Do it here. Cross and Dempsey's denied again. And Donovan has scored. Oh, can you believe this? Go, go, USA!
مهدی طارمی پشت محوطه جریمه. طارمی پاس برای سردار. گل برای ایران. سردار آزمون دروازه بحرین رو باز میکنه.
Matisse, it's a really good ball. It's Shabalala. Goal! Bafana!
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another 2022 FIFA World Cup group preview. For this one, we are talking Group C. And joining me is one of my best friends in the whole world. Known him since I was born, really, since he was born, I should say. And I mean, it doesn't even need an introduction. My boy Alexander played soccer his whole life, is a huge Barcelona fan, which makes him a perfect Argentina sympathizer for obvious reasons. And that is why he is joining us today. Alexander, finally on camera.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me. You know, I've been a big fan of the show for a long time. The new intro, by the way, fantastic. We love it. Good switch up for the World Cup.
Thank you so much. So let's get right into it, man. I mean, this group is contested between Argentina, who are the obvious favorites, Saudi Arabia, who are by many and most expected to finish last in the group. And then you have the two guys that are going to battle, the two teams going to battle for second place if all things shape out according to plan. That's Poland and Mexico, your personal favorite, right?
Yeah, of course. I am a Salvadoran, so, you know, we have a little bad blood, especially on the field. Oh, my God, the games between El Salvador and Mexico are absolutely just bloodshed. But it's fun. It's always a good time to watch them play.
So let's start with Argentina. I mean, a lot of expectation heading into this World Cup, as there always is with them. But this time around, there seems to be more people picking them to win the whole thing than in recent tournaments. And they don't have necessarily as many huge names in attack as they once had. You know, a lot of guys, Sergio Aguero is now retired. No more Lucas Biglia, Ever Banega. Not necessarily saying those were huge names, but guys that were mainstays in the team. No Javier Mascherano for the first World Cup since 2002. But the biggest thing about this Argentinian team is finally they have some stability at manager. And Lionel Scaloni, a younger manager, has come in and totally changed his program. And this is the first Argentinian manager, I looked this up today, to do 3 straight tournaments since Marcelo Bielsa from 98 to 2004. Ever since then, they have not had a guy. They've struggled to even have a manager do 2 tournaments in a row, let alone 3. This after 2 Copa Americas, one of which he won in 2021. This is Scaloni's first World Cup. And because of that Copa America, winning, finally Messi getting his international trophy that had eluded him for so long. There are so many expectations. They only have 6 players from the last World Cup. Franco Armani, the goalkeeper, who will probably be the backup for Emi Martinez. Acuna, Otamendi, Paulo Dybala, Angel Di Maria, and Messi. Only 6 players from the World Cup in Russia. 13 players from the 2019 Copa America that they lost in the semifinals to Brazil. And then 22 players from the Copa America that they won in 2021 behind closed doors in Brazil, or around only a couple of fans. If you count Juan Foyth, who played in the 2019 Copa America, that's 23 players. So only 3 players haven't played on a tournament for Argentina. One of their backup keepers, Geronimo, and then Alexis McAllister from Brighton, and Enzo Fernandez. So this is a more, even though some of them are in their first World Cup, they have tournament experience, and they've won together 35 games undefeated. They haven't lost since before the 2021 Copa America. I need your thoughts on this Argentina team, man.
All right, I'm excited. This is, you know, we have all of the big pundits out there in the world backing Messi, backing Messi to carry this team to the World Cup. I don't see it like that. You know, he's 35 years old. Next year, the next time the World Cup is coming up, you know, he's gonna be 39. This is his last one. But I don't think that he's going to be the one carrying the team. You know, last World Cup, you had questionable strikers, some horrible decision-making towards the last couple of games, especially in the final.
That was 2 World Cups ago.
You're right, against Germany. You're right. I'm thinking against Germany.
Last time they lost to France in a 4-3 thriller in the round of 16.
You're right. This is why Dime is the host. This is why he's the host. But now, finally, I have Lautaro Martinez. You're someone who's proven himself at Inter, someone who's proven himself in 2021 in the Copa America.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch too much Serie A, but whenever I do see Inter in the Champions League, I've never seen someone play a full 90 minutes apart from like N'Golo Kante as I do Lautaro Martinez. This man jumps 99 heading every single time he jumps the ball. It doesn't matter what minute it is. But when you have someone like Angel Di Maria on the right or, Nicolas Gonzalez on the left, personally, I think it should be Correa because he's just tearing it up for Atletico. But whoever it is on either side of the wingers, you have a proven striker up top. And, of course, you have Messi as a secondary striker, although just the beautiful passing, number one in creating chances in the world since he started playing. So, I don't think we're going to miss any opportunities here.
Are you talking about Angel Correa? Because if you are, I don't think he's on the team. They actually selected Joaquin Correa from Inter.
I think we're going to be having some talks with the manager of Argentina because that's a horrible call.
All right, well, that's good that you mentioned that because
horrible call.
Also, Giovanni Lo Celso injured last minute. He's been a pretty mainstay in the Argentinian midfield for the last couple of tournaments. It's a brand new midfield from the last World Cup. You're going to see guys like Leandro Paredes from PSG, and I'm sorry, for Juventus. He used to play for PSG, correct?
Yeah, now he plays for Juventus.
On loan. He's on loan from PSG to Juventus. And then someone else who you've seen more recently, Guido Rodriguez from Real Betis.
De Paul playing.
And Rodrigo De Paul, yes. Rodrigo De Paul and Paredes will most likely be starting, I assume.
Probably. I see them starting.
But what really
McAllister coming off the bench because he's having a great season at Brighton too. I had no idea he was Argentinian. I don't think any of us knew he was really Argentinian.
So we talk about the midfield. We talk about the attacking names. We'll get into more depth in a second. But the thing that really impressed me the most in that last tournament when Argentina beat Brazil in the final, their defense looked so solid. And, fun fact that I learned today, they haven't conceded 2 goals in a game since before the 2021 Copa America.
Wow.
In terms of form, they're on it. And, they're going to start Emi Martinez in goal most likely.
Yeah, probably.
Right back, they have a choice between Nahuel Molina from Atletico Madrid or Gonzalo Montiel from Sevilla. Good choices all the way around.
Yeah.
Center backs, we have Otamendi, who's 34 years old. He has plenty of experience.
I don't know if we start Otamendi.
Yeah, because you also have Herman Pesea from Real Betis, and then Lisandro Martinez from Man United has really impressed this season and kind of kept 100%. Harry Maguire out of the team. And then left side, you have 2 choices. You have Acuna, who's played a lot for Argentina, or Tagliafico. So you have great depth at the back. Who would you start in that back for? I'm assuming Emi Martinez in goal?
Yeah, Emi Martinez in goal. I'm starting probably Tagliafico just because I love the hardcore pace that he brings up and the attacking-minded left back that we kind of need, especially if Correa's not on the team. I'm playing Martinez at the back 100%. That's not even a question. I don't think that it's a question that he's starting. And if you're thinking about Otamendi instead of him, I think that you're mad. I don't think he has it anymore. He has the experience, but you also have so much experience from Messi and from Di Maria and from other players that you kind of need someone on the subs backing everybody up. And I think that should be Nicolas Otamendi. I put Christian Romero back siding with Lisandro Martinez at center half.
So 2 Premier League center backs, Christian Romero from Tottenham, and then you have Lisandro Martinez from Man United. The thing is, 24-year-old and two 24-year-olds. Do you trust that?
Two youngins. But we think they are going to have to play against strikers like Robert Lewandowski, but they learn. They start every single game for their respective clubs. Romero's playing great. Tottenham's still playing fantastic. And, I hate United, but you got to say Lisandro Martinez is playing fantastic.
Yeah.
Right back, I'm playing Montiel also.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's yours? I want to hear yours, Don.
See, the thing is, I haven't watched Argentina play in a while, so I don't really have as many opinions. I'm going to go with what you're saying. I mean, Lisandro Martinez has had a great season for Man United. I don't know what Scaloni is going to pick, but I'm happy to hear your pick there. Midfield, we talked about. You got anything to say about Leandro Paredes or Rodrigo de Paul? I mean, these guys have really slowly started to, over the last couple of years, make their mark on the national team. Thoughts on them? Because the midfield is where we look at all the midfielders of the last couple of tournaments. I've mentioned it in the Group A podcast, but it's been the midfield that has really changed. I shouldn't say changed. The midfields where teams have won these tournaments. France last time around, Germany 2014, and Spain, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think they can hold up and lead the way?
As I said, I don't watch too much Serie A, so I can't speak too much on Paredes, but I did watch him for PSG. He didn't even play that much for PSG, and obviously that's why he got loaned out to Juventus. He's playing pretty good minutes over there. I checked his stats to just make sure how much he's playing. He's getting time. Realistically, I think DePaul. I do watch a lot of Spanish league, La Liga, so I do watch a lot of Atletico. So realistically, I think DePaul's gonna have to carry that midfield. Paredes will probably be subbed off. I think probably be the first person subbed off, probably around the 65th minute. And I would put in Papu Gomez, man. You need a little bit of that more pace when coming off the bench. And Papu is just perfect. I know he plays like a little bit more forward, but if they want a point and you're thinking 60 minutes, you're bringing Papu for Paredes. But I think
a point or 3 points if they're in a draw against the team that they're supposed to beat.
Exactly. If you want more points,
no more goals.
I don't know if it's strong enough to carry into the World Cup. I had them winning it, but that's just backed on hope.
Yeah.
I think football needs to give Messi a World Cup. I think he deserves it.
That's a perfect segue into what I was going to talk about next, the attack. So, obviously, you mentioned Lautaro Martinez in the beginning of the show. He is now the main man. Aguero's gone. He's been killing it for Inter the last couple of seasons. I have no doubt in my mind he's going to be a big-time presence in this tournament for them. But obviously, Angel Di Maria, he's been around for a while, legend at club. Legend for club and countries. Yeah. Just had a great career. And then Paulo Dybala is one that's a little interesting because we've had so much talk about he play with Messi. They don't usually use him as a starter, even though I feel like his club career has kind of gone a little bit of a downward since he went from Juventus to Roma. Do you know about his current form, and do you think he's going to start? Because as you mentioned earlier, Nico Gonzalez usually starts on that left-hand side. So if I'm thinking if they're going to play with Messi as the center attacking mid role and the number 10 role, Messi in the middle, Di Maria on the right, Nico on the left, and then Lautaro up front.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking also. I don't really see them playing Dybala as a left wing, really, especially because he has absolutely no right foot. So his opportunity to cut in and shoot on that left side is so minuscule. I don't think it could happen.
Super sub probably, like you said for Papu.
Yeah, exactly. Just like super sub like Papu. Probably bring him in for Dybala at some point. Because Di Maria. Because Di Maria is like not the youngest anymore. The minutes he's getting, he's probably gonna have to be taken off.
Di Maria 34, Messi 35. Messi the captain, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. The GOAT.
So let's talk about Messi now. I mean, this is obviously the whole headlines are going to be this is his last chance to win a World Cup. I thought that the 2018 World Cup would be his last, but he got finally got his international trophy. Now just looking to add to it and sealing it with the World Cup. It didn't really go as planned for him. His first season with PSG didn't even score double-digit goals in league, which was really weird. He's already surpassed his goal total in league this season. He also has double-digit assists in league alone. 7 goals, 10 assists in 13 starts. He's in really good form heading into this tournament. Just give us to end it on Argentina, man. Messi, it's your guy. What does it mean for him to do this?
To Messi, I think it means so much, but I think to the Argentinian people, just seeing their GOAT win something. I know they already have Maradona, but like for the youngins, for the youngins, Messi is the GOAT. Messi is the GOAT and will always be the GOAT. Personally, I think he's overtaken Maradona in regards.
Also, we should mention this is the first World Cup for Argentina after Maradona passed away.
Yes.
So there's a little something to play for as well there.
That too. there was a lot of confrontation in Argentina when Messi decided that he wanted to take his little retirement, and obviously took it back, but they hated him for it because they felt that he betrayed them.
He was quitting.
Yeah, exactly. I want him to do it. Obviously, he's going to be top assists. He's going to be top chance to create. He's going to be top everything, I think, besides goals. Because I just don't think that Argentina play him in that sort of goal-scoring role. But he's going to do it. I think he's going to take him at least to the semifinals, win the group solidly. I think a straight 9 for 9.
Okay.
Then we'll get into more of the logistics later, but I think he can do it. So the semis minimums. And then
you feel good about the form he's in going into this?
I'm loving it. I can curse. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Like, watching him play in the Champions League and toy with these kids like they're teenagers, and watching him play in the French league. I know it's people say farmers division. It'd be
still a top 5 or 6 league in the world, though. Like, we're still gotta be
exactly.
So when we're comparing it to the world, it's still one of the best leagues in the world.
Exactly. So all that, I think he's cemented his place as like one of the best players right now, and going into the World Cup with all his confidence, playing so well, playing out of his mind. I think he can do it.
That's a good question, though. Is he still the best player in the world to you?
No.
Because every single World Cup, the last 2010, 2014, 2018, he was the best player in the world going into each one. This is the first one where he may not be the best. But the thing is, I feel like that title is still very much up for grabs right now.
Yeah, like you can say Haaland, you can say Messi.
And I think Benzema has a case.
Yeah, you can say Benzema. People say Lewandowski. I still think he's a top striker, like top 1 probably right now. We'll talk about this.
Yeah, so
I think Haaland's the best player in the world right now. Haaland is the best player in the world.
What about Kevin De Bruyne? You think he's got a case?
Oh, easily. I don't even know why he wasn't even mentioned. I don't. He's by far the best center midfielder I've ever seen play, and I've seen Xavi, Iniesta, and I was diehard Xavi fan. I'm diehard Xavi fan, and I still am because he's a great coach and everything. But dude, Kevin De Bruyne is
that's very high praise.
Yeah, I love Kevin De Bruyne. I do love Kevin De Bruyne.
Let's talk about Saudi Arabia for a little bit. Obviously, when you talk about Mexico and El Salvador having a little rivalry, Iran and Saudi Arabia have their own. All their players play locally in Saudi Arabia. Do you see them even getting a point?
No, I don't see that. I don't see them getting a point. And which is sad. Like, if I don't see Qatar getting a point, I don't see Saudi Arabia.
Qatar definitely has a better chance of getting a point than them. And
I still don't see them getting a point. Like, I just even with home field advantage and everything, I know Saudi Arabia is going to be having a lot of fans.
You have numbers out there.
Big numbers. But I mean, you're going against Mexico, who also have a lot of fans going. The Mexicans love going to the World Cup. I saw this TikTok yesterday of like the top 10 countries with which World Cup tickets were sold to, and Mexico was like 4th. So
wow, so it's perfect transition. Mexico, obviously a team that has a streak right now of getting to the knockout stage. They always seem to get to the round of 16 and don't really go further than that. Now they're going to be battling with Poland to get that second spot if all things turn out the way we say and Argentina finishes first. Is this the time, the tournament, where Mexico's streak ends? Now we're going to look at their squad. Tata Martino is the manager, and Tata Martino has managed this Argentinian side. A lot of the old heads, the old guard are still on Mexico. Nestor Araujo, Raul Jimenez is 31. I'd say more in his prime. Yeah. Raul Jimenez will be up top for Wolves. And then you have Ochoa, who's 37 years old.
But he's a goalkeeper, you take those.
Yeah, he's a goalkeeper. Do you think he's going to start? The 3 goalies they have, Ochoa 37, Alfredo Talavera 40, and then the other one is, oh my God, did they only bring 2 goalkeepers? I only see 2 goalkeepers on this lineup.
Right, then do you know who's starting? They just have so much faith in Guillermo Ochoa. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call.
Rodolfo Cota, age 35. So 3 older goalkeepers. And then you look at Hector Herrera, who has been one of the best players for Mexico in recent times, 32 years old. He's on the Houston Dynamo now, on the decline. And then their captain, Andres Guardado, who has had an amazing career for Mexico, on 177 appearances, has had great World Cups in the past. On Real Betis now, he's older. And then the guy that put his name up in lights at the last World Cup for Napoli, Irving, also known as Chucky Lozano. Let me know what you think. Also, Hector Moreno on this squad, 34 years old at the back. Let me know what you think of this Mexican team. Still a lot of experience in there. They have nobody under the age of 23. Kevin Alvarez, a defender, is their youngest player. Let me know what you think of them.
Mexico played well, I think, in the qualifications in the beginning. And I think in the latter half of the qualifications, they really started like playing a little bit worse, a little bit slower. Like they were like having struggling games against like Panama and Honduras. Like narrowly beat them like on penalties, I think. Not on one single penalty in like the 87th minute. They lost teams like Canada, the United States. They're struggling. Always a hard-fought game against El Salvador. The beginning they played really well, but lately the form has been on a decline. I don't think that any North American teams are going to be leaving the group stage.
Wow. So for Mexico, you mentioned qualification. They finished second this time around, tied with Canada, but lower on goal difference. 8 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. Any players in the squad you want to talk about? I mean, they got a lot of older guys. The ones we mentioned, the notable names. Chucky Lozano. Anything on him?
I love a little bit of Jesus Corona. I love a little bit of Jesus Corona. I love a little cheek, and he has so much cheek, so silky.
Well, the funny part is he's not in the squad.
What do you mean? Can we double take? No, we're double checking this.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Can you read it out to me?
Fine, I'll read you the squad.
Jesus Corona is not on the squad. Is Edson Alvarez on the squad?
I'll read you the 26 names. Alfredo Talavera, defenders Nestor Araujo, Cesar Montes, Edson Alvarez, Johan Vasquez, Gerardo Arteaga, midfielders Luis Romo, Carlos Rodriguez, Eric Gutierrez. They also have Hector Moreno at the back as well, and Jesus Gallardo, Kevin Alvarez, Carlos Rodriguez, Luis Romo, Eric Gutierrez, Hector Herrera, Andres Guardado, Luis Chavez, and then up front, Raul Jimenez from Wolves, who's really good.
Yeah.
Alexis Vega, Rogelio Funes Mori, Orbelin Pineda, Henry Martin, Uriel Antuna, Irving Lozano, and Roberto Alvarado. A lot of those guys
didn't even take Edson Alvarez from Ajax.
They did. I said him in the beginning.
Okay, I wasn't even fucking hell.
Let me count how many players played in Liga MX.
Ridiculous. Some of these managers need to get absolutely obliterated on Twitter, and they need to get the axe before the game even fucking starts. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous that you don't take Jesus Corona with you.
16 out of 26 players on the team play in Liga MX.
Okay, what the fuck is that bias? What is that bias? This is such bullshit. Okay.
All right, so
it's not even like I care about Mexico. Like, I hope they get fucked, but that's ridiculous that they don't have these.
Okay, so you're not very high. And also, I saw some people reacting to the squad announcement, and a lot of people were saying that they don't feel as confident in Mexico as before. But as you said, they have amazing fans. They're going to go out there and make noise. Let's talk about the team that, since you said Mexico's not going to make it out of the group, I'm actually going to tend to you know what? I'm going to have to oppose you. Mexico's going to find a way to get through. Again, they always do. I want Poland because I love Lewandowski, and this is last time at the World Cup, they really disappointed. Obviously, losing to Senegal in the first game, didn't even make it out of the group, but they've been good in the Euro Cups. I mean, the one that Portugal won in 2016, they lost in penalties in the quarterfinals. That game they could have easily had that, and had Poland beaten Portugal, we would have had a totally different outcome at the end. And then the most recent Euro Cup, I honestly forget how they did. I'll look it up right now, but give me your thoughts on the Polish squad. Obviously, you're a Barcelona fan, so let's just hear about the main man first. Lewandowski, 34 years old, has had one of the best careers in the history of Poland. He's been one of the best strikers, if not the best, for the last couple of seasons. Obviously, Benzema has made that a conversation, and so has Erling Haaland. But there's been some years, the last couple of years, where he's the best striker in the world. 76 goals for his country and the captain. Give me your thoughts on him and his current form after watching him play for Barca this year.
Yeah, I think that the game plan for Poland is going to be a lot different to what he really expects at Barcelona. Because, at Barca, you have some very talented wingers to just swing in some beautiful crosses for, especially a big body striker like Lewandowski, someone who's not scared to get up and get in a defender's face if the ball's in the air. Here, last World Cup, he scored 0 goals. Like,
and this past Euro Cup, I just looked it up. I forgot about this.
Yeah,
they didn't win a game. 1 draw, 2 losses, 1 point in a group with Sweden, Spain, and Slovakia. Funny enough, they beat Sweden in the playoff to get to the World Cup. Lewandowski scored 2 goals in that tournament. So that was one of his – 2 goals in that tournament, which was one of his better outings in the tournament. But as you were going to mention right now, what usually ends up happening to him is that they just basically make it so that he gets no chances at all. Let one of the other guys create something.
Yeah. So I guess we kind of need to expect something like that. We kind of do need to expect a little bit more. I don't want to expect a quiet Poland, a quiet Lewandowski in this World Cup. I want a Lewandowski that's going to flare. I want a flary Lewandowski. And I don't think we're going to get that, sadly. But, you still have, fantastic center back in Glick and Szczesny in goal and Zielinski for Napoli still playing, fantastic. You still have a great supporting cast. But in order for them to go through, I think they're going to need Lewandowski to pop in at least 3 goals in these 3 games.
Yeah, you have a couple of experienced players on this side. Kamil Glick, you mentioned. He's 34, though, now. Gregors Kirkoviak, 32 years old.
Dude, this guy still plays?
Yeah, he plays in the Saudi Arabian League now. And then you have Kamil Grosicki, who is also 34 years old and has had 86 caps for the national team. It's a very experienced team.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Jan Bednarek playing for Aston Villa right now. He's 26, more in his prime, kind of. Arkadiusz Milik on Juventus. He's going to play up front probably with Lewandowski or in the attack. So, you think they're going to go through? You fine on that?
I think they're going to go through, and especially, we're recording this on the 15th. They got bombed today, but, rest in peace to the people that lost their lives in Poland. But I think that also means that does that mean they have more fire in them? Does that, people love soccer. People love their country. I want to see what happens. I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to do fucking fantastic. And hopefully Lewandowski is going to prove to everyone that he still is top-notch striker in the world, on an international level.
It's going to be about if they can give him some space, give him some chances. That's the thing, as we say with Poland. They usually everybody keys in on him. So we'll see how it goes. So final predictions. I'm going to go with Mexico finishing runners-up after Argentina. You're going to go with Poland. Yeah. I hope it's Poland. Nothing against Mexico. Obviously, they're rivals to the USA. But I do want to see Lewandowski make it to a knockout stage again. Only in 2016.
Yeah, I want to see
that. So we'll see. Any last words, though?
Just, thank you for having me. Very sweet of you.
Right. And we'll reconvene during the tournament as well.
Yeah, of course. Have fun at the tournament. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. To Iran.
That's right. Peace out, everybody. Let us know your group predictions in the comments.